As per ADP Research Institute, over 50% of working professionals have been asked to work overtime without proper compensation, with emotional manipulation being the number one reason. I recently got a question that read something like this. Recently, there has been a change in my direct management. The new direct manager often keeps on asking me to work overtime without getting additional compensation for the same. I'm not sure how to handle this. What do I do? He keeps on saying that since you are so passionate about your job, it shouldn't matter working a few additional hours without pay. Well, friends, if you are also facing a similar situation, then this video is for you. Let's understand why is this important. All of us are passionate about the work that we do, or at least most of us are. That doesn't mean that we go ahead and work for free. Let's look at what is it that you can do from your end to ensure that your unpaid overtime is minimized. But before we dive into what you can do, if you are first time to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and give a like to the video. Now let's look at what are the things or steps that you can take from your side. First and foremost, keep a log of every hour that you have worked and what work you have done in that particular hour. Remember, data helps you build a very strong case. So if you are working properly and you have achieved significant results within the time that you have spent working and then worked overtime to get more done, then you certainly have a right to get paid for it. So go ahead and keep a record of every hour that you have spent and the work that you have done in that given hour. Also ensure that early on you set verbal boundaries with your manager. That doesn't mean that you go ahead and refuse directly, but let your manager know that if required, you are ready to put in the extra hours or extra efforts, but then either you need to get paid for it or you need to be compensated for the same on some other day or some other time. So let's say you're working extra hours on a Monday, maybe you could get a couple of hours early off on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Set the verbal boundaries so that you're not dragged into it again and again without being compensated for it. Now, once you have your documentation in place, once you have set the boundaries, if the management or your manager still goes ahead and insists that you go ahead and work additional hours without being paid and it starts going above your head, then use all the documentation that you have created so far to escalate either to the +1 level or to your HR, trying to make them understand that you have put in a lot of efforts and you should be compensated for the same. Also, one more thing that you can do, or the fourth thing that you can do, is be aware of the labor laws of your country, of your state, of your city. Because in a number of states and countries, if you are made to work above a certain number of hours in a week, then that's basically a labor law violation. So ensure that you know the laws of the land and that you make correct use of them as and when required. Finally, whenever your manager comes up with a passion narrative that if you are passionate, you should be doing it without any additional pay, do let your manager know that even though you are passionate about the work, doesn't mean that you should do it free of cost. Because passion alone will not pay your bills. Passion alone will not take care of your family. Passion, when placed right, needs to be rewarded, and you are a professional who works for the organization because the organization pays you for the hours that you put in. So make it very clear. Go ahead and follow these simple terms, and you should be able to be safe in terms of the overwork that you have to do. If you have any other such questions, go ahead and drop me an email on the email ID given below. That's primarily wiseryouatwork@gmail.com. If you have faced similar circumstances in your life and have overcome them, go ahead and let us know in the comments what did you do and how did you overcome these instances in your life. If you like videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll tag a couple of videos over here. You can watch them. That's it from my side. Athirakshit signing off.